Hey, what's up guys? It's Jess. Welcome back to another video. So welcome to I believe this is part 6 of my backyard makeover series. So I have already gone ahead and planted up all of my beds. I've dug them out. I still need to go back and edge all of them and decide on what type of pavers I want to use to formally shape the beds. But at this point, I basically just wanted to go ahead and get the plants in the ground just because the temperatures are dropping pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through what I've got going on here. So here's the side of my house where I have the Hydrangea Hedge, and as you can see, I just kind of continued the bed here. I did like a very soft curve so that it won't be too hard for me to mow the area. So I guess I'll start on this side here, and y'all excuse what's going on the patio area. I still have plans to remove my railing and replace it. I did decide I'm not going to stain it. It is going to be replaced. I've already bought the sleeves for the poles. I just need to get the actual railing parts. So that is still in the works. But what I have so far over here, I'll start in the corner, is a pink chiffon rose of Sharon. And again, y'all, every single one of these plants in this bed I got on clearance. So they're not going to look like anything right now. I will do an update video in the spring and the summer of next year when everything is in full bloom. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Here I have a Blue Point Juniper that I got for $3. This one will grow to about 10 feet tall and about 3 feet wide. So I probably will end up moving that plant. Well, pretty much everything will be moved just because I've pretty much popped stuff in the ground just to overwinter it until I move them in the spring where I want them to be. So I did not use landscape fabric in any of these beds. It's just a thick, about 3 or 4 inch layer of mulch. So yeah, in front of the Blue Point Juniper, I have just a Believer Aster here. It blooms hot pink flowers. Here beside it is a Sunshine Ligustrum. And then these two are 2 of the Sonic Bloom Pink Hydrangea that I got on clearance for $7 each. Now the Sonic Bloom Hydrangea will be staying. That was part of my garden plan. So framing my entire railing will all be Hydrangeas, and then I have my anchor plants. So the Juniper will be staying there. The Hydrangeas will be staying. This is another Believer Aster, and then this is a Blue Star Juniper. That one only grows about 1 to 2 feet. So that probably will be staying there as well. I did originally have my Juniper here and down on the corner as well, but I have plans to put another tree here on the corner, so I do have the hole already dug. There is a piece of cardboard underneath the mulch holding the place of that hole until I get the plants next spring. So there will be a tree going on the corner here. And then in this bed here, on the backdrop, I have 3 Wine and Roses Hydrangeas. These do also bloom pink flowers just like the Sonic Bloom. The only difference is the Sonic Bloom will have green foliage with pink flowers. These will have burgundy foliage with pink flowers. So again, the backdrop will be staying the same. Here in the front, I have 2 August Beauty Gardenias. These do get about 6 to 8 feet tall and wide. So if I don't keep these here, I will be trying to keep these on the smaller side. I will be pruning them every year just to keep them shaped and sized the way that I want, but those may be moving. Here in the center, I have one of my mini Moffitt hydrangeas. If y'all remember, I planted 2 earlier in the front to replace one of the rhododendrons that was dying. This one started dying as well from root rot, so I'm trying to save it. I scratched the stems. It does still have some green, so I'm hoping that it'll come back next spring. I'm going to keep on eyeing it. If not, then again, all of these beds probably will be changing. Then here in the front, I have 3, I believe these are the New Dimension Rose Salvia. And then I've got 3 balloon flowers here and 3 balloon flowers there. So this whole bed, I believe, should be pink. Other than the balloon flowers, those bloom like a purplish blue color. And then here on the end, I have a Tower Boxwood. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. This is like a weird shade time of day. But this is a Tower Boxwood. It'll grow about 4 feet tall and about 1 to 2 feet wide. So I just want it to be a column piece to center here. On this side here, I mirrored the same thing. So I have the tower boxwood on the corner there, 3 wine and roses Hydrangea lining the back, 2 August Beauty Gardenias, and in the center, this is the Bobo hydrangea that I pulled up from my front side driveway bed. So that will stay there if that mini Moffitt comes back. So I'll have a Bobo on this side. This one blooms white flowers. The mini Moffitt blooms pink flowers, and they both only grow about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So perfect little hydrangea for that space. And then here I mirrored the same thing. I've got 3 New Dimension salvias. I believe these ones are blue. Don't quote me on that, but I think these are blue or purple and those are pink, but we'll see in the spring when they come back. I've got 3 balloon flowers flanking this side as well. I need to get 3 more on this side. I'm thinking, let's see here. Yep, some of these seed heads are ready to be harvested. So I think I'm going to pop off the seed heads, harvest the seeds, and then I can plant them down in here and hopefully have some balloon flowers for next spring. So here on this curve, as you can see, this one, I already dug the hole here as well. I had the Blue Point Juniper up here, decided to move it to the corner. I've got 2 Sonic Bloom Hydrangea. Those will be staying again as well, mirroring the same thing I have on the other side. And then this right here is a blue chiffon rose of Sharon, Hibiscus. Another small little sunshine ligustrum shrub here. And then this right here is an Alberta Spruce. I got this for free, y'all. They did not charge me anything for this tree. I am trying to rehab it. I did do some research to see how I can get it back green. So I've fertilized it. I'm going to give y'all some updates to see how it's doing. If it doesn't do good, I'll just pop it out and plant something else here. But that's basically the anchor plants I have going on here. As you can see, I still have tons of space to fill in with other perennials and annuals, which I'm excited for next spring. And again, I left the spot here for the 2 trees I plan on getting for the ends here. So that's what I have going on here in the backyard. Again, y'all, I'm so sorry about the lighting. I'll try to get back here and take some better shots for y'all when the lighting is a little bit better. Oh, and I did also want to mention, I did not want to block my window here. So this tree will probably grow, again, about 10 feet, maybe 3 feet wide. So it will block some of the sunlight that comes in my window. This is the window to my bedroom. I have a bay window, and I didn't want to block the window so that my houseplants can get sunlight. So I'll figure out something I can plant low under the window there, and then fill in the bed as I find more clearance plants. But just wanted to give y'all that little update. I am going to run up to the front and show y'all what I have changed up there. Oh yeah, also I have removed most of the weeds that were here and along the house there in the crack. I am going to come back and spray a second time because there are some new ones popping up here. So I'll have to figure out how I can actually dig out the roots from the crack, and then I do have some caulk that I'm going to seal it up with. So patio is still a work in process, but at least I got the plants in the ground before first frost. So let's go up to the front. Here you can see my Limelight Hydrangea Hedge, all of the blooms. I do still have a few fresh blooms, which were just late bloomers, but most of them have already turned their fall color and they're all drying out now. So these are the 2 that I had replaced. Still doing great. And then the older ones are starting to turn yellow and they're getting ready to drop their leaves for the winter. And then this is the Limelight I got for $5 that will be replacing this little lime here. I need to get that in the ground ASAP. So up front, I just wanted to show y'all, oh, it's so much more shady up here. So I just wanted to update y'all on my front bed here. Not much has changed. My begonias are still hanging in there. I did have, I believe, some rabbits come through and decimate the front here, so it's okay. Last year I had to pull them all because we had a hurricane that wiped them all out, so I'm just glad to have some color still here. It is October 23rd, I believe, today, so I'm just happy to still have some color up here. As you can see, my Limelight is browning, so I probably will go ahead and trim the blooms off of that and then just let it drop its leaves, do its thing, and flush out again in the spring. I have already cut back most of my phlox. As you can see here and there, and there. This is the only phlox that I left up just because it was still in bloom when I cut the other ones back. Now that this one is done blooming, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one back today along with my Limelight. Euonymus is still looking good. My Hosta is starting to die back for the winter. So for the updates here, y'all remember I had 2 mini Moffitt hydrangeas that I planted. I moved one to the back as I just showed y'all and replaced them with 2 plants. So here I have a Japanese Pieris, and then here I had an extra August Beauty Gardenia, so I just popped it in right there. If y'all remember, I had 3 Boxwoods lining my back row here. I popped one out, moved it up there into the planter that will be going to a friend later on in the season, and I replaced it with this gorgeous English something rhododendron. I'll put the name up on the screen. I can't remember off the top of my head. It blooms pink flowers just like the Percy Wiseman that I had, so I think it'll do great there. And if you remember earlier in my last tour, my boxwood used to sit really close to this azalea, so I did move that over so that this could have room to grow, this can grow. It's just more evenly spaced on the back row, so I'm happy. Y'all know I need my symmetry, so yeah. Then I also popped in 2 what are these called? Autumn Frost Hostas from Proven Winners. I popped in 2 there, and then I also had 2, this is a Stilby. I had 2 of them that I got on clearance for $1, cut them all the way back, and this is all new growth that you're seeing here. So I popped in those in the front, and then in between my phlox, I just had 3 asters left over, so I popped those in between. These are Henry 3 asters. I believe this one's purple, pink, and purple. And then I did also move my 2 heucheras up front as well. Again, sorry about the lighting, you guys. And then lastly, I did move the other mini Moffitt hydrangea over here to the end. This one is still hanging in there. It's starting to die back for fall. So again, you guys, I know everything looks a little crazy right now just because they're clearance plants. They are distressed, but trust me, next spring, it's going to look gorgeous. So that's pretty much the only updates I had for the front. I did go ahead and move my 2 hibiscus trees inside for the winter. I'll be treating them as houseplants. I am also going to move in that begonia there. It's getting too cold for that at night. We're in like the upper 40s at night right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig that up, pot it, treat it as a houseplant, and I'm gonna cut these perennials back here. So up here on the patio, I do have my daisies in a little basket here that I had left over from last year. I've got 2 Henry 3 asters, y'all. I do not do mums just because they don't last long, and they also don't do well in my care, and they also need full sun. This is completely shaded all day long from morning to night, so they don't do well up here at all. As you can see, my daisies are starting to fade out a little bit. Also my asters as well. So I'm going to pop these 2 in my landscape in the back. This was a red mum that I got on 50 cents, so I just put it there, y'all. It was 50 cents, so can't be mad at that. And then over here, I still have my cordyline. It's doing okay. It's holding its own, but I will not be saving this or overwintering it. Once it dies back and does its thing, I'll just clean out the pot and figure out something for next spring. So that's just staying here for now. But yeah, y'all, everything else is doing pretty well. Everything in the front bed is doing great. My planters are doing great. My front barberry bed is doing awesome. This planter over here is doing great as well. And then, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but these are two swags that I made last year, and they are lit. I'm not sure if you can see the lights here, but they are battery operated. I just put some LED. There's the battery pack in the back. They do light up at night. It's so pretty. I'll see if I can get a picture taken and posted for you guys. But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to give you an update of what I had going on in the backyard and also what I've changed here in the front yard. It's more for documentation purposes for myself, so I can go back and reference what I did, when I did it, and when it changed. But I figured I'd share it with you guys as well. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Subscribe to my channel for more. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.